What's up guys, welcome back to another Celestials video. So today's character showcase is about Anoram. He is a light element hero, and in Celestials he would be one of the best detectives working for the Hero Force together with Lucas to find out more about the criminals they try to investigate. And in the story, in the actual, like if there was a show, in the show he would work a bit differently from how he would in the Celestials game, because narrative-wise he would be more useful for like finding out more stuff about the villains. But if you were a playable character in Celestials video game, then his kit would be a bit different to accommodate for a video game instead. So I'm gonna focus more on his gameplay instead of what he does in the show, because in the show I wasn't exactly sure what to do with him, but I think for the most part he would have like crystal ball vision, in the sense that he can like see things from far distances. So yeah, he can spy on people. He can probably also see people's names, so when he sees them, and maybe there would be some other ways that he would be able to find out information. Maybe he would have some kind of power that allows him to, how do you say it? Like have a lot more mental capacity to find out things. Maybe he's like a lot more intelligent in general, and generally speaking, he would have light powers to support his team and find out more information. But in the game, he would sort of be like an information support character, but he would still be able to defend himself, basically. So, first of all, he would be able to share information with his teammates, so he would be able to see the auras, aka like wall hacks of enemies and objectives like throughout the map, and he would be able to ping them to his teammates. And depending, generally speaking, he has like an attack that lets him shoot stars that would be able to like attack enemies or maybe like heal teammates, and then he would be able to direct them so that they shoot the enemy into his teammates. So like they get shot into a direction that he can choose and aim, and maybe he can also shoot his teammates towards the enemies. And the closer he gets to his teammates, the stronger he gets. He gets faster, and maybe he would be able to like transform like the Hulk into like a bigger version of himself. That's like way more aggressive, and maybe he would have like rainbow themed sort of like basic attacks that are very simple when he gets up close. And so he would also have like a stomach laser. You can see he's like a sort of light spirit. He would be able to shoot like a giant light laser out of his stomach that he would have to charge up from a distance. And yeah, he can also just do basic like punches and stuff. He would probably also, how do you put this? He would probably also strike you with his steel, kind of like how Venom does in Marvel Rivals with his like the tentacles coming out of his back, kind of like the same thing as that. Um, and I'm also thinking he would have like a blindness attack, where maybe when you get too close, he would be able to blind enemies with like a flashbang attack. I think that'd be pretty funny as well. By the way, Anoram also has like a sort of white and yellow color scheme. You can see he has like all kinds of like stars and little objects inspired by like the universe, and like mini galaxies floating around in his body. He would be like a glowing white spirit that's kind of like made of like white glowing matter. And then, as you can see, he has like all the moving little stars and thingies inside of him. I hid a few little Easter eggs in there as well for fun. Um, and the patterns, like the objects and the little stars in his body, would react and move together with his attacks. And so, for example, if you were to shoot all these little stars at enemies or at your teammates to move them around, you would probably his arms would like disappear, and he would kind of turn into like a cannon, the same way Bouncer from Skylander kind of does, and you would see like the stars flying out of his body, sort of. Yellow and white wouldn't be his only color though, because he would also kind of have like more like blue colors, sort of like just heavenly colors, and just it would kind of mix with like the things in his body. So he'd have a bit of like a little bit of all kinds of colors, but mostly like yellow, white, and a little bit of blue, with like lots of glowing effects and stuff. So I think it'd be very pretty to look at. Okay, so that's everything I have to say about this character. This video is kind of short because I talked pretty fast, but there's not really a reason to keep dragging the video if I already said everything I wanted to say. So this was kind of a quickie. I hope you enjoyed anyway, and see you in the next one. Bye.